Good morning, traders. This is a live trade recap. I took one trade in the pre-market, and today is December 30th, Wednesday. And the trade is all on video. As usual, whenever this, you see the pre-market screener update at 4, really you should just get in the habit of, after you see it update, just to close out Webull, because this is never accurate. For whatever reason, it has trouble transitioning. So you just close it out and reopen it, and you'll have a much more accurate list. I did that on my laptop first, and then I finally did close out the desktop. So Cnfr was looking strong, and I liked that it broke the high of day. There was a couple other things I was watching there. You saw me restart Webull. I missed one entry there on BNGO. See, it went up and broke the high of day, came back down. I could have entered for the break of that candle, but I missed it. HEPA looked like it might do something, but it ended up not. That BNGO trade, it looks like it got 2R, but I'm not quite sure. It's close. It would have been tricky though. Then Cnfr, I missed an entry opportunity here. So once I saw it break out through, so it established a new high. This gold line is the high of aftermarket. So it broke out, it pulled back. So that's like a perfect entry right there, but I missed it. Then the thing breaks out and shows a lot of strength there. So now I'm seeing this. This is a 3-bar play setup. It hasn't formed yet, but it's happening. And since this is like part of breaking the high of day, I consider it a decent 3-bar play, because a good 3-bar play is like part of a new direction. So since this thing kind of oscillated around the high of day, this can be considered a new trend upward. So the entry would be $6.99. So that's what I'm looking for. I'm watching the price right now. I got my hands on the hotkeys. I'm waiting to see $6.99 or better. There was 7, and then yeah, I got some slippage, but that's going to happen sometimes when the stock is really strong. So I'm okay taking some slippage. And when you consider this is like a $7 stock, 9-cent slippage, that's essentially 1% of the price. So that's not that bad. I'd rather take a little bit of slippage and get into a really strong move than, get the exact or miss out by trying to nail the exact price that I want to get. So here I have 5, and then my now I'm not saying that the slippage doesn't affect my feeling about the entry, because notice here I put my ideal entry, which was $6.99, and so the 2-hour target is $7.77. So there's less room for profit because of that slippage. I start debating, like, maybe I should do 80%, but I didn't realize I only had 5 shares, so it doesn't make any difference if I sold 80 or 90. It would still sell 4 shares, because this was a fairly expensive stock for 8% of my account. So I'm establishing where my stop loss is, which is the low of this candle. It did get a little scary here. Look how low it came down. I had to cancel that sell order because it came down kind of near my stop. But I'm trying to be disciplined, meaning I'm not going to get out unless it either breaks the my stop line here or it hits my 2-hour order. So I put the order back in. Oh, you know what? I guess at one point there, yeah, I guess this thing did scare me. And once I saw it bounce back up to 730 there, I decided to sell half. So that's only, I mean, it's still like a decent move. It's like a 21-cent move. But it, only amounts to like 42 cents of profit. But I just kind of, that was not discipline because, like I just said, I'm supposed to be holding till either it hits my stop or hits my profit target. So now I put the order back in for the 777, and then this thing pops up. Let's just watch it move here. It pops up really hard. Watch this. Boom, 776, 1 cent below my my limit sell order. So I say, you know what, that's good enough. Let me just drag this down so I get filled, and then I drag it down. The only thing is I didn't notice where the bid was, and there was a big spread at the time. So yeah, the ask was 777, but you can't sell to people trying to sell, right? You have to sell to the buyers. So I was luckily I actually got filled at 767 because the bid's at 752. So there must have been some buyers coming in, right at the right time that were able to buy up my shares. You can see that those are my 2 shares that got sold. Now, if I would have been a little bit stronger, it would have sold me at 777 because look what happened. But, you don't know that's going to happen. And when I saw it essentially at my 2R order, I figured, let me take it while I can get it, because you never know when these things hit the top and start coming back down on you. So I'm still okay. I'm okay with that sell. Now I'm just holding this 1 share. And then the rest of this trade takes quite a while. So let's just fast forward. At this point, I'm willing to. I was kind of debating. Look, I already took profit. Maybe I should let it come down below my entry if it needs to, just to give it some room. Just kind of telling you what was going through my head. I don't really, remember how committed I was, but I didn't really have to worry about it too much because you'll see what happens. This thing ended up being really easy to hold. Of course, I wish I had, more shares still, but, that's just the way it goes. You never know how high these things are going to go. And this red line is just me moving my stop up. This thing ended up being very, very strong. And of course, it has to reverse eventually. Then it, did like this little consolidation move. So this could be signs of the reversal. So I decided, let me move my stop up to the bottom of that candle. If it breaks it, I'll get out. So I'm looking for anything less than 789. Okay, then I move it up again here to the bottom of that candle because I'm just not feeling like there's much left in the stock. And I only have 1 share anyway, so there it breaks, and then I get out. Breaks pretty fast too. Here, just watch. There, $8. I get out. I get filled at $7.95. Which is fine. So that's a pretty good trade overall. I'll show you and it did reverse there because this is where I got out. And then you see what happened. So I was able to take advantage of most of that move. Unfortunately, it was only 1 share, but still, if I had sold all the shares way earlier, I would have missed out like on almost another whole $1. So that was pretty good on my part. At least that part of the trade was. So I made $2.38 on that, which doesn't sound like a lot, but the trade only cost me $35.45, and so it was a 6.71% return, so pretty good return, but still, it did go to 2R, so I would have made $4 off of it if I would have held till 2R. So it could have been better, but it could have been a lot worse too. So overall, I'm pretty happy with that trade. So I've got the account now. It's up to 502.51. Still trying to bounce back from that crazy, excuse me, the Monday of Christmas, where just everything went haywire. Not so much on my part, if you guys didn't see the other videos where I talked about it, that was a strange day, and it was the first day where I encountered no volume in the pre-market. So basically by this time of day, there was the stock with the highest volume traded was trading with about 6,000 shares. So you can see today they're almost 100 times more volume than on that day. And I didn't know at the time, but that should have been a red flag. I mean, that was a red flag for me during the pre-market, like during these 4 a.m. hours. I didn't take any trades at that time because of that, but I came back later around 8:30, and it seemed like volume came in, but it probably wasn't that much relative to other days at that time. And basically every single trade I took that day was a loss, and it amounted to like basically my biggest loss ever. So that's been tough to bounce back from, but slowly getting there. And I might so right now I'm green on the week. I'm still slightly red on the month, but right, basically a break-even month. And if that's where I end up, that's okay, because this was kind of like a fluke day. And I've since updated my rules that if I ever see that again, that type of like ultra low volume in the pre-market, even if it's at 4 a.m., I'm not going to trade it all that entire day. I don't care what happens the rest of the day. I'm just sitting out that day. So that should avoid that in the future. And basically if you add that, or erase that day, 1365, so I would essentially be up about $11 on the month, which is pretty good for the size of account that I have. And this is a cash account, not margin, so to keep all that stuff in mind. So anyway, pretty decent trade this morning, and I'm done for the morning, and I'll see you guys back at the open. Hope you guys are doing well and trading well. Always trade your plan, stick to your strategy, wait for your best setups, and always take your stop losses. I'll see you later. Take care.